What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. We do have a lot of topics, of course, to discuss. Firstly, Nico Williams is getting closer and closer and closer. We're waiting the next 48 hours to get an answer from him on whether he wants to join Barcelona or not. Again, Barcelona have his contract, release clause payment, everything waiting to go. Just wait for the final green light. Of course, we have an update on Dani Olmo, where his situation is, if Nico Williams is signed and if he isn't signed as well. Some positive updates on a midfield reinforcement on Mikel Merino. Hansi Flick, in his interview with Barca 1, was twerking for a 6 signing, and Mikel Merino could be the answer for that, as Deco is working on bringing in a midfield signing this summer. But of course, in this video, first updates in a while, we have big updates around exits of Clément Lenglet, Vitor Roque, Inigo Martinez, Joao Felix getting closer and closer to not continuing with Barcelona, Gundogan getting a big offer from Qatar. Would that of course lead to his exit and an easier route for Dani Olmo to join Barcelona? All updates in this video, alongside some injury updates and other, scheduling stuff happening this week. Hansi Flick presentation on Thursday. Of course, the team traveling to America on Sunday as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market right now. They have a variety of different items at absolutely fantastic prices. For me here today, I'm going to show you guys the training kit from this season. This is the warm-up kit that the players use when they go out for training every single day, pre-games as well. You have here the Spotify logo. They have the club badge on it with the diamond as well. And I also have here one of the sweaters they have from last season. This was the Catalonia version. It feels like I bought this from the Nike store directly. The quality is absolutely unreal. The printing is fantastic. And of course, mainly the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout. You get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will guarantee you free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Click the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Again, we're going to start off by talking about Nico Williams. Boys and girls, I cannot lie. I am getting very, very, very excited. Firstly, Roger Mendes, Mundo Deportivo came out discussing the plan for Barcelona in regards to both Nico Williams and Dani Olmo. He came out saying that Deco laid the foundations for the operation of both Nico Williams and Dani Olmo last week. Barcelona are currently waiting for Nico Williams to get the final approval to the offer Deco conveyed to his agent in the meeting last week. The player must now decide whether to accept Barcelona now or stay at the club for one more season, with the Europa League Final being played at the San Mamés. Barca have already asked his agents for a quick response, and it is expected to be happening in the next few days. Barcelona have also sent a formal offer to Dani Olmo's agent with the condition of the player and RB Leipzig it would be pending departures. If Nico decides to stay at Athletic Club for now, something that's currently not on the cards for Barcelona, the club would automatically go all out to sign Dani Olmo and sign him immediately. So again, that all makes sense. So we'll wait and see with the response to Nico Williams. Because I know it's coming, so I'm getting, like, you can see the goosebumps. They're already starting to fill up. Of course, we have updates on the Nico Williams deal. Firstly, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that in the next few days, if Nico Williams gives the final approval to the offer that Barcelona sent to his agent, Barcelona would immediately pay his release clause to Athletic Club. Fabrizio Romano also came out saying that more talks are scheduled this week between Deco and Nico Williams' camp to get the green light, and Barcelona's mission is indeed to reach an agreement with him at some point this week. Canacera also came out saying that Barcelona have the intention of triggering the release clause of Nico Williams as soon as possible. If they can do it this week, the club believe it'll be better. The club is prepared to trigger the release clause, but they're still waiting for the final green light from the player's side. Also, Alex Pentel from Relevo came out saying that Barcelona has informed Nico Williams' camp that they will be able to activate his release clause. Barcelona have transmitted patience to Nico's camp and would like to have it done by a maximum first half of August. He is scheduled to return to Bilbao training on August the 12th, but Barcelona will try to activate his release clause much sooner than that. So Barcelona are ready. We're just waiting for the green light. And ladies and gentlemen, late last night, Fabrizio Romano came out saying the club is confident in having Nico Williams convinced with their project, and La Liga's approval for player play is pending, and it is a very key step. So Barcelona feel like they're gonna get the green light. There have been some reports here and there from, the medium journalists, like from Portugal, saying that, he called Nico Williams' agent. He said that yes, he's gonna join, just waiting for final details. I'm getting gassed. I am getting excited, and I feel like in the next 48 hours, we will have something. I feel like we're gonna have some news before Friday for sure. Whether, he's decided, development, something big I feel like is coming before Friday. I'm not saying we're gonna get a here we go by then or anything like of that nature, but I can sense we are reaching the finish line here, hopefully on the side of Nico Williams joining Barcelona, because I really don't want Barcelona going out there and spending 60 million on Dani Olmo. So we will see how things play out in the next few days. But again, we are now reaching one of the final checkpoints of this operation being completed. We need an answer from Nico Williams, yes, to join Barcelona, or no, and Barcelona themselves are confident that he will say yes. Now, staying on the theme of Barcelona wanting to sign Spanish players, we have been linked, thankfully, with a midfielder, and that is, of course, Mikel Merino. Alex Pentel of Relevo came out saying that Mikel Merino is the priority in case for going for a midfielder this summer, which Barcelona are currently working on. Hansi Flick wants a box-to-box midfielder, and they're looking for an experienced player, and Merino fits the profile perfectly. I would even say Joshua Kimmich probably fits the profile as well. I wouldn't say it perfectly, but he still fits it well enough. Now, there has been a lot of talk about Atletico Madrid and Mikel Merino over the past, few hours. Apparently, Mikel Merino not too interested in the Atletico Madrid project as things currently stand. Mateo Merito came out saying that I've been told that Mikel Merino really wants to take his time to make his decision on his next club. It's a life-changing choice, so he wants to be careful considering the next step in his career. And to be honest, that definitely, I think, plays in favor of Barcelona, because right now, after this Nico Williams deal, we're probably going to start to, end up playing the waiting game. So for me, this I think is a positive for Barcelona, and I cannot stress enough how badly we need a midfielder. Of course, in yesterday's video, we talked about how apparently a midfielder is no longer, a super duper priority for Barcelona, which of course absolutely shattered and rattled me in yesterday's video. But hopefully there's going to be some sort of a remontada with a midfield signing. But I think, again, Mikel Merino for the price, 25 million euros, get some variables in there. I think it's a stellar operation for a very, very good price, and you get a good player for it as well. But we'll see how things turn out. Again, nothing's going to be clear until after we sign Nico Williams or Dani Olmo, whoever we're spending that 60 million on first, and then after that, we'll see how things do play out. But over the past 24 hours, Barcelona have completed a signing this summer, and it is Mamadou Fali, also known as Mbacke. The club released an official statement saying that Barca Athletic have reached an agreement with Los Angeles FC for the transfer of Mamadou Mbacke Fali. He will sign a contract for 2 seasons until June 30th, 2026, with the option to extend for 2 more years. Of course, we knew about this about 2 weeks ago. I think the fee reportedly is around 2 million euros, so you could say the Marc Gui release clause paid for a little bit of it. I think for the center back that you do get, it's no worries whatsoever. He's basically going to be the Mecalfe replacement for Barca Athletic, even though he did play with him last season, but he was on loan. Of course, the buyout option was initially 4, and Barcelona halved that to 2, so I have no real complaints whatsoever. I think he is honestly a decent prospect, a decent center back. I think definitely Barcelona can make their money back for sure, even if we let him go with the percent of a future sale or a sell-on clause, whatever the case may be, buyback option. I think the club will definitely be in net profit in the future with this 2 million euro investment. Again, the club never confirmed the official transfer fee. This is just what I've, of course, been told and what we've heard in the media over recent weeks, around 2 million for Mbacke, which again isn't too bad. But again, if I'm not mistaken, this is the club's first signing technically this summer, both the B team and the first team, because of course everyone who's come back, your Anzas and your Julians are already players just returning from loan. So this is actually probably the first signing of the summer, so take it with as you will. Again, it is money that Barcelona are spending to keep Mbacke, and hopefully he'll have a good season with Barca Athletic. Again, right now he's still injured. He will be back around September, I believe, under a new leadership at Barca Athletic. They do now have a star-led center back to rely upon. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Over the past few videos, we've had rarely any exit news. Now in this video, we've got a buckload of exit rumors, and let's get cracking locking into it. Firstly, with Clement Lenglet, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Clement Lenglet already knows that he has not had any part in Barcelona's plan, and his agent is in charge of finding a solution with the club, with all scenarios being open. A new loan, a transfer, or an agreement to terminate his contract are all on the table. So again, there's transparency with Barcelona in regards to the case of Clement Lenglet. And again, we'll wait and see. And we know for a fact that Saudi clubs were interested, and Clement Lenglet rejected that. He doesn't want to stay somewhere in Europe. So we'll wait and see if any mid to lower tier Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga, maybe even La Liga club come knock on the door for Clement Lenglet. Again, this is going to be very much the long game for Barcelona. We'll be very, very interested to see if he's going to be on the plane to America. I think he will be, considering how, low numbers we do currently have. But if he's not on the plane, that's even more of a, positive sign for his future for sure. But we'll see on that part. But again, absolutely no future at Barcelona for Clement Lenglet. An exit will happen at some point this summer. The question is when and also how. Now, another center back who's also going to be looking at the exit door this summer is Inigo Martinez. Now, of course, we did talk about this about a week ago. I think Marca came out saying that Hansi Flick does not want Inigo Martinez, does not trust him. He'd rather have Eric Garcia and Mikel Merino. And there's more confirmation of that from Roger Toledo of Mundo Deportivo, saying that Inigo Martinez is not part of Hansi Flick's plans. He, of course, has one more year left on his contract, but is not registered in La Liga for next season anyways. Again, with Inigo's contract, I think he's on around 120,000 euros per week. Again, he came in as a free agent, so no worries whatsoever in that regards. Barcelona are going to pay that 100%. They agreed that with him last summer, especially with him not being registered and him only being registered for one season. The club kind of have an agreement in there that they have to pay him no matter what. So they send him out on loan, terminate his contract, make him the chef. No matter what, he's getting 120k next season for the whole year. So whether we loan him and the club plays half and we pay the other half, or he leaves for free, signs for a club, only pay 20k a week, we have to pay the rest of the 100,000. Regardless, he is getting 120k a week next season. Inigo Martinez. The question is, where's that 120k a week coming from? It's a very, very interesting and risky decision from Hansi Flick, but I understand that, of course, from the three of Mikel Merino, Eric Garcia, Inigo Martinez, two of them were likely to stay. Of course, one of them at the beginning of summer was going to stay, but now two of them with Adho being out for the first half of the season, and looks like Inigo Martinez is the one that is casted out, and Eric Garcia and Mikel Merino will be the ones getting the chance in the first team. Now, a player's future that is absolutely 100% in limbo right now is the future of Vitor Roque. Roger Toledo of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona initially considered a loan, but now the option of a permanent transfer for Vitor Roque cannot be ruled out despite him arriving in January. All options are on the table for his future. So, sale, a loan, him staying, everything right now is on the table. And again, it will come down to him performing well and convincing Hansi Flick in preseason. Again, we already got the warning signs of this around, April, May time from Xavi. I guess his development from the Brazilian league into, European football has been maybe too quick, too difficult for the player to transition to. Of course, we know the quality of Vitor Roque. We all thought he was going to come and bench Lewandowski in January. He came in first game against Osasuna, scored the header. We thought we had a gem. Next game against Alaves, scored again. We all thought we had the next best thing since sliced bread. Haven't seen him since. I guess that red card and things after that just absolutely deflated him beyond belief. We'll wait and see. I'm not rushing to conclusions too much. Again, the club, one of the reasons you cannot forget, one of 7 reasons why Laporta sacked Xavi after begging him to stay was with the Vitor Roque case. He really wanted Vitor Roque to get a chance and not to be, pushed out and stuff like that, which Xavi was pushing for. And that's one of the reasons why, whether you like it or not, Laporta did sack Xavi for that. So the fact they're going to give up on that so quickly, which Xavi just used as, a scapegoat, that's going to be a question mark that I will definitely bring up if Vitor Roque's future is decided elsewhere from Barcelona. But we'll wait and see. I think, again, with forwards coming in like Nico Williams, and, we're going to have some exits. I would say Vitor Roque and Ferran Torres' names are the first two on the chopping block alongside Ansu Fati as well. So someone's going to have to leave, and we'll wait and see how things do turn out. But again, nothing's 100% certain with Vitor Roque, but everything 100% is on the table in terms of an outcome. Now, with the exits that are already needed in the attack right now in the first team, it's very unlikely we're going to add any other attacker apart from Nico Williams, which does mean that Joao Felix is increasingly more and more likely to not continue at Barcelona, and I could not agree more with the situation. Now, there's been a lot of news, a lot of reports about Joao Felix recently. First, Mikel Merino came out saying that Aston Villa is genuinely interested in Joao Felix. Unai Emery is a great admirer of the Portuguese player. Jorge Mendes also continues to work for Barcelona despite the difficulties regarding the future formula between the two clubs. Atletico Madrid currently only want a sale. They're not even considering any loan move whatsoever. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Aston Villa are considering Joao Felix as an option. Deal is considered extremely difficult on the financial point of view, but Aston Villa will try. So again, with Atletico, they're not budging apart from a sale for Joao Felix, which of course Barcelona are not even interested in, which again is a very, very positive thing. He didn't, shine the limelight last season, came in, put in a shift. I think, his 16 goal contributions, Abdi Zazidi could have got them. Ansu Fati could have got them. Of course, yes, shout out to him. He basically won us those 6 points out of 6 against Atletico Madrid this past season. I'll give him that. That's pretty much it. Maybe the goal against Porto as well in the group stages. Apart from that, he was, I would say pretty average. Got that big goal against Betis. Very much a moments player, but not an overall, contributor for the whole entire season. Fabrizio Romano also did highlight that Barcelona remain active in Joao Felix's situation, but the main focus right now is on Nico Williams. But in the Madrid media, they're not too fond of the Barcelona option. Mikel Merino came out saying there is a lot of doubt from Barcelona about Joao Felix's return to the club. Their efforts to sign him are completely on hold for now. Marca also came out saying that it is certain right now that Joao Felix will not play for Barcelona again. The fact that we're only interested in him simply to please his agent says enough about the player profile. I think I would honestly rather have Ansu Fati in the squad. I'd rather have Vitor Roque, of course, as a striker. Ferran Torres, a bit of an iffy one, I could say. You could say there's somewhat of a debate in that regards. But again, we all saw Joao Felix last season. He didn't, shine the limelight. Yes, he had a good start. Again, he's a moments player. He thrives on moments. I think he would do very, very well at Aston Villa, because that's just going to be moments galore for him against the top 6. Your Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, home and away. Those big moments he'll thrive on. Of course, Champions League football as well. I think Aston Villa for him would be an excellent environment. They have a very, very good squad, and I think he can definitely be, one of the shining lights in that team. So I would think that'd be a hell of a move for him. I think with Barcelona right now, we have too many options ahead of him and better options. Again, on the left wing, I'd much rather have Ansu Fati. I'd much rather even have Ferran Torres on the left wing than Joao Felix. Again, as a left winger, definitely would rather have Ferran Torres. Of course, inside forward, whatever the case may be, it is a different story. But do not count it out. I would say this: if we reach mid-August and Joao Felix is still at Atletico Madrid, bloody hell, anything can happen. I think this is going to be very much, if Barcelona are going to sign him, it's going to be last second. On a loan, buy option, just so Atletico Madrid can get rid of him and Joao Felix can get out of there. Very similar to last summer. I do not see this happening anytime soon in the next month in regards to Joao Felix and Barcelona. This, again, 100% in my opinion, will be a last second operation. If it does happen, I can see him going back to Benfica. I can see him going back to Aston Villa, not really waiting for Barcelona. But if he does really want to gamble it and wait, of course, him waiting only increases his chances. So we'll wait and see. Right now, he's definitely further away from Barcelona than ever before. But again, some sales happen, some movements happen. Vitor Roque goes out on loan. Bid comes in for Ferran Torres. Ansu Fati is not really doing well in preseason. You're looking at Joao Felix again. So we'll see how things turn out, but right now he's definitely closer to not continuing at Barcelona than he is to continue. But the biggest departure news, in my opinion, revolves around Ilkay Gundogan, with eSport 3 coming out saying that Gundogan has received a 3-year offer from Qatar. He is thinking about an answer and could ask for even a counter offer. Now, according to my sources, what I've been told around Barcelona is that Ilkay Gundogan will 100% be the one that decides his future. If he wants to stay at Barcelona, the club are happy to keep him. If he wants to move on, the club will have no obstacle and will let him move on. And they won't put any obstacles in his way per se. Now, I will say this: you sell Gundogan for 20 million, that little space for Dani Olmo is just opening and opening and opening up. Again, if you said to me, who would rather have at Barcelona next season, Dani Olmo or Gundogan, I honestly wouldn't care. Gundogan cool, Dani Olmo cool, but for the longevity of the squad, for The growth of the team, of course, Dani Olmo will be the one that's favored. Gundogan only has 1 year left on his deal, where Dani Olmo can play Barcelona's midfield for the next 5 or 7 years. So I would probably lean towards that. And again, I've been saying a lot over the past few weeks, if we're going to bring Dani Olmo, for me, an exit would be Ilkay Gundogan. You get rid of Gundogan, you bring Dani Olmo. For me, that's not an upgrade in terms of personnel, but an upgrade in terms of the squad value, the youthfulness of the squad, and also the squad growth in the medium and long term. So if you told me, sell Gundogan to Qatar for 20 million, that opens the door for you to get Dani Olmo for 60, I would be absolutely all over that. So let's watch this space with this. Again, Gundogan will have all the decision making. The club are very happy with him. He's been nothing but a good servant, respectful. So if he wants to leave, they'll let him leave. If he wants to stay, they will let him stay. No problem. So wait and see what Gundogan decides. Again, this offer is on the table from Qatar. He's still playing at a high level, so it would be a decision for him and his family for sure. And we'll wait and see how things do turn out. Again, right now he's on vacation, so he has plenty of time to contemplate this decision and make a decision to Barcelona and for himself. Let's now discuss some injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. First update we do have is on Pedri, with Toni Martínez coming out saying that Pedri is working to return as soon as possible. His return is expected around mid-August. Again, I will tell you guys this for free. He ain't coming back until after the September international break. If he comes back before that, it's a miracle, or we're rushing him back. I'll tell you that right now for free. Yes, he's like, watch this. Oh, he's gonna come back mid-August. Oh, he needs some time. The club want to be super cautious with him. Oh, they're gonna wait for it. Oh, he's training on the grass, but they want him to train on the grass a bit more again, not to avoid a relapse and blah blah blah. He ain't coming back until after the September international break. You heard it here first. Now, another player that suffered an injury during international competition was, of course, Araujo, and he did have, of course, his surgery in Finland yesterday that we talked about in yesterday's video, and the club did confirm that the operation was indeed successful. And following the successful operation, Miguel did confirm that Araujo will be out for around 4 months, and he will be expected to be returning around December time. So again, 2025, the most likely thing for Araujo. Once he comes back, he's gonna have to train for a few weeks to get back to match rhythm and all that stuff. If I'm Araujo, I'm aiming for that Super Cup. Super Cup in January. We play, forget who we play. Athletic Club, Osasuna, Mallorca, something like that. And then, of course, the Classical final is set up yet again in the Super Cup. So that's what if I'm Araujo, that's what I'm aiming for. So we'll wait and see in that regard. But some immediate news, we do have a positive update on Pablo Torre, who has returned to training with the group following his surgery on his hands. So he trained, I think, 2 days individually. He's now back with the group. Again, a very quick recovery. We all were, of course, a bit worried with the lack of midfield options on the tour, and him getting injured was a big blow, but of course the injury wasn't too serious, and that is good news. At this rate, of course, him playing with the group a week before the Man City game, he can definitely probably at least play some minutes in that game for sure. Now, finally, in regards to medical news, we did get a return of 2 players from international break yesterday, and that is Andreas Christensen and Robert Lewandowski. They will travel, of course, with the squad on Sunday to America. They did not train yesterday. They will begin training today with the first team. They only came yesterday for medical checkups and medical tests, take their pictures on the wall like this and get their needle in their arm and, prime bottle on the treadmill, and that's all. Then they went home. They probably talked to Flick. Maybe they said hi to some of the players. I don't know. But, of course, they came for the medical checkups, and they will begin training tomorrow. Very quickly though, on Lewandowski, I do want to mention this. Someone brought it up in the media. I think it's important to remind you guys about his contract situation heading into the season, where Barcelona can unilaterally terminate Lewandowski's contract next season if during this season he does not play more than 55% of games played, and that would allow Barcelona, of course, to save around 26 million euros in salary. So again, this is why the club definitely want to have some sort of other striker option if they get to, having through the season, he's not playing too much, whatever the case may be. They might tell Hansi Flick, hey, back down the minutes a little bit. We're trying to have this option to save on his salary, so keep this in mind heading into next season. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First, we have an update on the current squad and how we're looking heading into the tour, of course, next week. The game against Man City, of course, being a week today. 7 more days till Barcelona return and the era of Hansi Flick truly begins. Now, Alex Pentel from Relivo came out saying that as things currently stand, Ilkay Gundogan and Oyer will be the only first team midfielders fit for the first match of La Liga against Valencia. Pedri and Gavi will be out with injuries. Frankie de Jong's recovery is slower than expected, and his participation against Valencia is not really guaranteed. Fermin Lopez will be with Spain in the Olympics, and it's possible that he's not going to join training by then. If Spain, of course, go deep into the competition, Sergio Roberto is not even a Barcelona player right now. Facing the situation, Hansi Flick wants to give a chance to Romeu, and Flick could offer players like Casado, Bernal, Unai Hernandez, or Noah Darvik, who are training with the first team and are expected to travel, of course, to America. I think it's a bit disrespectful to not, include Casado as one of those midfield options, but again, he's absolutely spot on. We could probably maybe even see Rafinha drop into the 8 to, comply with midfield options. Again, we're quite light in that area. We'll probably see Christensen, I think, play a little bit there as well. And, with these players even returning from injury, we still, I think, in my opinion, need a midfield signing. But this is why Romeu most likely will probably end up staying at Barcelona. We could maybe see a January exit for Romeu as things currently stand. But again, the midfield will be quite light. But again, that doesn't mean we can see some of our bright youngsters in the midfield like Bernal, like Casado, like Unai Hernandez, and like Noah Darvik. Now, in regards to training, Javi Miguel from AS came out with a very interesting report saying that within the locker room, there's a feeling that the physical work Hansi Flick has been supervising is something the club have not seen since the Luis Enrique days. I saw this, I'm thinking, who in the locker room was there when Luis Enrique was the manager? You might say Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen's freaking, in Ibiza chilling on vacation. You might say Sergio Roberto. My man does not even have a valid contract at Barcelona. So who in the locker room knew what the training was like under Luis Enrique damn near almost 10 years ago and is still there today? De La Fuente, the goalkeeping coach? That's about it. No one in the club was there when Luis Enrique was head coach. So I have no idea where Javi Miguel is pulling this right from his arse, and that's why I say take all this training hype media reports with a massive grain of salt. But again, what I want to see is the results on the pitch. Speaking of the pitch, Barcelona will be having a friendly game on Thursday, but it will be a closed door event. According to multiple reports, Barcelona will play a training match against UE Lot on Thursday, and it will take place around 6 p.m. local time at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper, and of course it will be taking place behind closed doors. I think Barcelona did this last summer as well. I think they played against, UE a lot as well. I believe they're a Catalonia side. That's why I think they're in the 4th or 5th division. So again, nice little, preparation work heading into the game against Man City, I think Arsenal, Real Madrid, of course, and then Monaco and the Joan Gamper. So it's a nice little preparation work. I don't mind it. And again, heading into Friday's video, the least will come out what the score was, what the starting lineup was, who scored, big events like that. So stay tuned. And what I think the club will probably do, they'll have like a proper game where there'll be a referee and everything. And what they'll probably do is they will release the footage afterwards. I believe, again, this is all coming back to my mind, they did the same thing last year where the players were actually playing in the kit. I can remember it, like Ansu Fati was there and other players that were doing in that friendly game behind closed doors. So they probably will release it once the media reports come out, and again, the club will probably make an official statement on that as well, so stay tuned for that. And finally, speaking on Ansu Fati, we do have some news about him as well, with Jordi Hill coming out saying that Ansu Fati has shown optimal physical condition in preseason so far, and Hansi Flick is pleased by his attitude in training sessions. Again, this is all well and good, but I want to see results on the pitch. Now, in yesterday's video, I mentioned you guys the itinerary list for Barcelona ahead of this week, and I expect it to, of course, be a busy week, and that, of course, has been confirmed now by the mainstream media. Roger from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that this week is a week of important decisions at Barcelona before starting the US tour on Sunday. The club will try and close some exits and maybe even finalize some signings. With the conviction of the sponsorship agreement with Nike and the pending part of Barca division will be closed soon, the club is convinced that La Liga will give the approval to return to the 1-1 rule. Again, the club apparently want to announce the new with Nike in America. Barca division, we never know. So again, remember, the club cannot really per se activate the release clause of Nico Williams until we return to the 1-1 rule fully. Again, we can definitely afford it, we can register it, but we can't do it until we return to the 1-1 rule. So again, exits and signings are anticipated this week. What exits, I have no idea. Let's pray to God's long let, but of course, that's not going to be the case. But something else will be happening this week, of course, will be happening on Thursday, and it is the official presentation of Hansi Flick as the new Barcelona coach. The club have released an official statement saying that his press conference and presentation will be taking place this Thursday at 1 p.m. local time, which I believe is 6 a.m. in the morning for me, so I'm going to be waking up for that and watching that. So tune in for that. That's when the media will be able to ask Hansi Flick questions, signings, what he likes so far in training, good stuff, bad stuff, plan for the season, all this, all the crap. That will be very, very big, and the whole thing will probably be in English as well, which will benefit me, so I can understand every single word. Of course, when it's in Spanish and Xavi speaking Catalan, I can pick up a few things, but it's not, fully there for me, so that would be cool to see a Barcelona coach fully speaking English for, a press conference. So tune in for that on Thursday. Again, on Friday's video, I will cover that, along with, of course, the friendly match that will be taking place on Thursday as well. So Thursday's going to be a busy day, friendly match behind closed doors at 6 p.m., but early in the day, early in the afternoon, Hansi Flick's presentation as the new and officially, presentable Barcelona head coach. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to Hansi Flick's interview with Barca 1. Of course, in yesterday's video on the itinerary list, I told you guys that Hansi Flick will be doing an interview with Barca 1 on Monday, and of course, that did come to fruition. I'm going to run through it a little bit. It's kind of, a lot of stuff from what he said from Mundo Deportivo, just a bit more extensive. I'll highlight some of the key parts, and we'll keep this as short and sweet as possible. He's asked on coaching Barcelona. He felt the passion, all that stuff. We got that. He felt Barcelona as a coach. We talked about that already. From the first day, I felt, big respect. We talked about that already. La Masia is great. We talked about that already. Experienced players is always, of course, important. I've seen players here who are 15, 16, 17 years old who have incredible quality and can improve even more. On improving the team, I can say I have a really good connection with Deco, and he does a fantastic job. We are fine with that because we said we have to improve the quality of the team, and this is the most important thing for me when I see players here, especially the young players. It's amazing. Sometimes it's about bringing in a player who can win a match, but we also have good young players as well. We have to help them so they can develop here. This is our job, I think. On what he wants from the players. What I can say is that we want to play actively. It's very important for me to try and act with and without the ball, guiding the opponents on the right direction where we want them to be. We press, of course, in a good way, maybe sometimes a little bit higher than normal with the ball. Everyone has to feel great and feel at their best. On the fitness, at the moment, of course, fitness is the first priority, but we also do a lot of work with the ball, incorporating into the fitness training and everything else. The first part of the training session is usually held by Julio Toulouse, Pepe Kunde, and Rafa Mondelando, and then the other part, of course, on the ball is mine and my coaching staff's focus. Asked about speaking Spanish, saying that, yeah, I'm trying to learn. It's difficult for me to speak it, but I can understand it, decently well. On injuries, I don't think about these things because I can't control them. It's always happening to all teams, so we have to accept it as a coach and also as a club and keep on working. As on Thiago incorporation, saying that I talked a lot with him when he was playing for Liverpool. When he decided to retire, I asked him if he wanted to join the team. When he arrived, it was clear that Thiago was very well liked. You can see why I've paused here for a second. He was asked on the pivot position. Hansi Flick on the pivot position. For me, it's the most important that we have a 6 who takes care of the defense. And people think I'm stupid. People tell me in my comment section, oh, Barca boy, chill the F out, the club know what they're doing. This is Hansi Flick, the coach, saying we need a 6. And yet a 6 is not a priority. We're out here twerking for Dani Olmo for some sort of... Again, I'm telling you guys this right now. If we sign Dani Olmo ahead of a midfielder, I'm flying to Barcelona, sitting outside the Sports City until Deco comes out. I'm going to ask him for a picture right in his face. I'll be like, you absolute wallad. You fool. You absolute fool. What the hell are you doing? Oh, now I just went to, of course, Aston Villa for 60 million. You have Zubamendi sitting on his arse who's available for 60 million. Exact same price as Dani Olmo. It baffles my mind. Again, Flick was asked on the pivot position. For me, it's important that we have a 6 who takes care of the defense. Right now, Barcelona have no one. We have Romeu and a young Casado. So, strap your seatbelts and get ready for Barcelona to concede a buckload of goals. He's also in a relationship with the players to be successful. It's always, critical to have a good relationship with them, of course, blah, blah, blah. I asked about the Euro Cup. He said that, yes, I talked to Lamine Yamal, but I had a translator, send it, ha, ha, ha. I wished him great, congratulations, all that mumbo jumbo. Finally, he was asked on Robert Lewandowski. For me, this is an interesting one as well. Can he revive his career? He said that Robert is incredible in the box. He has what I've been missing in training, which is scoring goals. So that little dig there at Vitor Roque and Ansu Fati and all that. He doesn't need many chances to score. Right now, we need many chances to score in training, but he doesn't need that. What I want is for the veterans to help the young players to improve, and from there have a connection with them so they can grow. So interesting there. Can we see everyone thought that from Lewandowski after his, shite since post-World Cup form. Again, I think over the last 6 months of the season, since January, he's been alright, to be fair to him, but, you know, his time at Barcelona has been very much up and down. So, again, from this interview, the 2 big points for me: Lewandowski revival and him needing a 6. These 2 for me are crucial, and wait for the media to really get down to the nitty-gritty on these, you know, positions, names, all this stuff, because that's where we'll get the true answer, I think. Of course, with Barca 1, it's the club running it, so I'm not going to ask him about details on players and stuff like that. So, media will go really into him, and we'll wait and see for that on Thursday. But again, it's just been, you know, more and more clear here that it's just, we just need a freaking 6, man. God help me. So we'll wait and see what happens on Hansi Flick. We'll wait and see what he has to say further on Thursday during his presentation. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to see, of course, is your thoughts on the signing of Nico Williams. Do you think it'll happen this week or not? Again, I'm getting very excited for that. Second, your thoughts on a bloody signing by midfielder. Of course, Hansi Flick now starting to twerk for it in the media. Do you think it'll happen or not? Third, your thoughts on all the exits we discussed: Lenglet, Roque, Inigo, Joao Felix, Gundogan. Who do you think will end up leaving? Do you think any of them will bring in some necessary good funds? Do you think any of these exits will benefit Barcelona or not? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.